Orleans and nearby communities in Louisiana. The Category 3 storm flooded much of the city after its levees broke. Nearly 1,400 people died. Total damage was estimated at $125 billion. While Houston was spared from any direct effects of the storm itself, we are forever linked to it because this is where more than 200,000 evacuees went when Katrina hit, and it's believed about 50,000 of them stayed. Houston Public Media's Dominic Anthony Walsh has been meeting with many of these now longtime Houstonians who first came here from Louisiana during Katrina, among them Jermaine Moore, who evacuated before the storm and says he didn't realize then how much that decision would change his life. Dominic caught up with Moore at the Shaving Grace Barbershop at Baybrook Mall.
Was it 2005 that you made the move?
Yep, August of 2005. I already had family here. Storm rolled in. We thought, at the time, packed an overnight bag. This is nothing new. I'll go visit some family in Houston, roll back home on Monday. Yeah, and watching the news, in an instant, you watch stories overseas about volcanoes and tsunamis and wonder, damn, their life changed in an instant. How do they deal with that? And here I am watching NBC going, oh crap, that's my house.
You saw your house on NBC?
Yeah, I saw my damn house in the news, dude. The flyover, and I was going, that looks... you're staring at the TV like, no, because how often do we see our houses in our neighborhoods from above? And I'm looking down, there's my house, there's my mother's house. Oh crap, that is my neighborhood, because that's the store on the corner. Yeah. Watched everything float away, and looking down at that overnight bag, realizing that and truck outside, that's all I got left.
When did you make that decision where it was like, okay, I'm not going to be living back in New Orleans, I'm going to be living in Houston?
Life had to continue. At the time, and still now, I had no children. It was just me. I didn't have any kids. I wasn't married. I was just a young man who had some assets that I didn't think at the time, how can I walk away from that? Other than college and traveling, I've lived in New Orleans. That was always my home base. But now here it is, my home base is flooded. My house itself is flooded for 12 days. The city is inundated. There are no services. So you're not going home next week.
Yeah.
This flood isn't passing. Then every day, the news gets progressively worse and worse and worse. And you start to have to try to make do I get an apartment here? Do I take the FEMA trailer and go back? That took some decisions. And everybody had to make their own personal decision. Insurance, because I still had to go back and meet with Allstate and State Farm and all those guys for the properties. And the first time I went back to my house, and the water line was to the roof, and there was nothing. There was nothing.
What did you make of Houston's reception of New Orleanians?
No complaints. No complaints. I know a lot of people did not like us or thought we were going to bring crime or hated us being here, but the majority of Houstonians welcomed us with open arms. What do you need? How can we help? I have no complaints. Zero. They welcome me personally. I have no complaints.
Houstonian Jermaine Moore talking with Houston Public Media's Dominic Anthony Walsh at the Shaving Grace Barbershop in Baybrook Mall. That's where John Speedy Riddle, another Katrina evacuee, works as a barber. Riddle was 15 when he came to Houston and remembers being among a number of new students at local schools.
Man, it was a bunch of us. It was a gang of us. You hear me? Shout out to everybody that was in that thing when we first came. Because, we was tighter than glue. You know what I'm saying? We ain't know each other before Katrina, but when we met, we all was in that same trauma bond. We was all we had. And I did all 4 years there. So I watched everybody either go back home or go to another side of Houston, or, you know what I'm saying? I watched it all happen. And when I say that was probably one of the most morale boosting experiences for me, because you ain't had no choice but to start the healing process. You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna be a bunch of us in here crying, or we gonna heal and we gonna stand strong like how we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause ain't none of us weak by a long shot, bro. We just went through some. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna do what we need to do and shake back. And that's why I say, even to this day, I'm gonna say her name again. Rest in peace to Miss Sandy Matthews. Then let me tell you what she did, cause she's no longer with us on earth, but she's a heavenly angel that I know looking down in this. I hope she proud of me. That lady, oh my God, that lady right there. I ain't never wore no Walmart clothes in my life. But when I say that lady had a credit card from the school district and said, all my New Orleans babies, we finna make sure y'all got some clothes. That lady spared no expense on making sure that we was dressed for every season, the winter season, the summer, the coming. Like, man, that lady made sure we was straight, bro. And I appreciate her for that. So when you ask me, how do I feel about like how did Houston embrace us? They did a damn good job.
That's John Riddle, and we heard earlier from Jermaine Moore talking with our Dominic Anthony Walsh. Riddle and Moore together reminisced about being newcomers to Houston after Katrina and discovering, among other things, how they didn't sound like everyone else.
They like how we talk over here.
Yeah, they like the accent.
So I didn't even know I talked with an accent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off speed. That was the thing. We didn't know we had accents.
We didn't know.
We didn't know.
Oh, you got an accent. You can tell where you're from.
Oh, your accent thick.
What you talking about? What accent?
I'm just talking.
Oh, say this. Oh, say that.
Yeah. And then we look at each other going, like, that sound different to you?
But over time, I began to hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm
I started to notice
okay,
it.
this is what they talking about. Like, we say Earl,
we
say
become self-conscious of it.
And they say oil, foil, boil.
Now you see, I'm good as long as I'm not talking to him. If I don't hear someone else from New Orleans,
right,
I'm good.
I could say orange, but it's more comfortable
but
for
me
me
to
to
But the minute I hear Speedy say it, my brain just reverts back.
It's gonna trigger you.
Man, what?
Give me some examples. What are some of the words?
Like, so
you
it's
said,
aluminum foil. Like aluminum foil. It's aluminum foil, but we say aluminum foil.
Orange, boy. We start talking in a casual conversation. Man, Speedy, cause yeah, Pimp My Eyes Uptown. Boy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cause I went down there, talked to Toto and them. And you wouldn't understand nothing I just said.
And he had his yeah on him, yeah. So next time you go around there and mess with that,
boy,
make sure you got
it on you. Because that boy got that yeah on there.
So I could say yeah.
Man, what? Yeah, he had this little whoa with him.
John Riddle and Jermaine Moore, Katrina evacuees who moved to Houston 20 years ago, talking with Dominic Anthony Walsh. Riddle also remembers being surprised then by some other new experiences.
First thing that tripped me out about Houston, the very first thing that tripped me out was when I went to high school, we ain't had to wear no uniforms. Yeah. And here go the crazy part. They ain't had no metal detectors. And my school was about the size of a college campus. It had like 22 doors, entrance and exits, and no metal detectors. The high school I went to before Katrina, it was like one building, maybe two buildings at best. And it took not even a block. About a block.
Yeah.
North Shore took up 3 blocks this way, 5 blocks the other way. With a big old stadium, track field, 2 campuses connected to it on the other side. And then that was just for 2 grades. Then they had a senior high campus for the 11th and 12th grade on the whole other side of the same side of town, but on another side of town.
The campuses here for high schools are massive. They look like colleges.
They look like colleges. But it's just, I wasn't exposed to some stuff that, you come to Houston and it's a culture shock.
It's a difference.
It was a culture shock.
Yeah, we didn't have cowboys and rodeos.
It's slower. Now you got some people ride horses across the canal.
Yep.
They're not putting on no cowboy hats. We're not going to no rodeo.
Yeah.
But you know what's going on around rodeo season in Houston? Mardi Gras.
Jazz Fest. Then we going to Jazz Fest.
That's what's going on in New Orleans around that time. So it's a big culture shock. Y'all music slow. Our music fast.
It's a little different.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all barbecue. We burl. You know what I'm saying? So it was a culture shock, man. But they embraced ours so much. Here's the thing that made me appreciate Houston, and I won't say nothing bad about Houston. You could go to Houston, any side of Houston, north, south, east, west, and you will find a New Orleans-inspired restaurant, store, anything, some type of commerce on the fact of New Orleans, right? You can't go to New Orleans and find nothing that's Houston memorabilia, or you can come down here and get no, it's not embraced the same. So that's why I say Houston is really great, because they embrace subculture.
Houstonian John Riddle. He came to Houston from Louisiana during Katrina, which hit New Orleans 20 years ago today. Riddle says embracing that subculture has made things here in Houston feel a little more like the home he left behind.
The good part that has changed, our influence. I can find daiquiris now.
Yeah.
I can find food like home now.
I can go to
20 years ago
and buy blue plate mayonnaise and Patton's hot sausage from Fiesta.
I know that sounds stupid, but y'all don't understand how important that is to us. I can
dishes can't be made with certain. They gotta have some. I can't put Hellman's in my potato salad. It has to be blue plate.
No, it has to be blue plate. I can find Zataran's seasoning. That's the good change. I can find stuff from home now.
I can find D&D smoked sausage and put it in my red beans.
My
I don't have
gumbo.
to settle for Chapel Hill.
My gumbo can taste like gumbo from home now.
For real.
I can find feeling. You guys have no clue what the hell feeling
Where your gumbo?
was. Right.
Feeling it like dirt, but I promise you it's good.
Filet is ground up sassafras.
Yeah.
But that for us, that has to go on our gumbo. Couldn't find that 20 years ago. So there's the change. I can find more remnants of home, actual home.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like him are started opening up businesses and understand I can find French bread from home. 20 years ago, we were fish out of water. Right, a hoagie?
Yeah.
This the best y'all got?
A hoagie. Yeah, a hoagie. And then it was something like a po' boy.
Oh boy. And we were like, this is the best y'all got? If I go somewhere now and say, can I get that dress? They know what that means.
They know what that means now.
Back
Lettuce,
then.
pickles, tomatoes, mayonnaise.
They looked at us like we had 3 heads. Dress. The hell is that?
Dress. You don't dress your food? You don't dress your sandwich? Go make groceries. Make groceries?
But yeah, they looked at us like we were aliens.
You go to the store and you go buy you making groceries.
Oh man, that is the
What is a cold drink?
good change. I like
That was the those are the little what's a cold drink?
Yeah, it's little things.
What you call it when it's hot? A hot cold drink. And you better not give me no hot cold drink. Put it in the refrigerator. Give me one of them cold drinks on the refrigerator.
And listen, coming into a different culture, especially coming from one as different as ours, I don't blame them at all.
I don't either.
I don't blame them.
I find the humor in it though.
Yeah, it's funny, and we just slow down and go, I'm sorry, I understand, you guys don't get it, no biggie. I don't get mad, and I don't blame them for looking at us like, you guys are weird.
But they learn.
Yeah, they learn, but the same way we influence them in their defense, they influence us.
Yeah.
Man, I love some barbecue and Mexican food. What? I own boots and a cowboy hat.
I didn't know what brisket was till I came to Texas.
Love some brisket. Yeah.
I didn't know what a Buc-ee's was till I came to Houston. And by the way, I love Buc-ee's.
Love Buc-ee's. I don't give a what y'all say.
I love Buc-ee's.
I'm a fan of Buc-ee's. I sure do, Park.
Buc-ee's is the truth.
Buc-ee's is a stop.
We got the only staple gas station stop like that we got is Brothers.
Right. Hell yeah, I go to the rodeo. I go to the bull ride. They get me a turkey leg. My hat and everything.
Jermaine Moore and John Speedy Riddle, 2 former New Orleans residents who became Houstonians after Hurricane Katrina, telling their stories to Houston Public Media's Dominic Anthony Walsh. More memories of Katrina on the 20th anniversary of its landfall in New Orleans are ahead as Houston Matters continues.
Hey folks, this is Regenerative Life Wayne coming to you from Houston, and I would talk in my New Orleans voice, but I'm not from New Orleans. But I know a lot of people from New Orleans who moved here 20 years ago from that horrible disaster. Actually, it was more than 1,400 people who died. It was a failure. It was a total failure by the President of the United States, who was, I think, George Bush then. A total failure. let all them people die. They knew it was coming. And all those people lost their lives. You know, babies, mothers. It was horrible. And what happened is most of those folks moved right to Houston because Houston was a very large city and it was very close to New Orleans. Houston is probably about 4.5 hours, I think 5 hours from New Orleans. So, a lot of those folks moved here, and Houston has the most diverse culture of different people in the whole country. You have people from New Orleans, people Asians, you have a lot of Africans. Houston is the most diverse city in the whole nation, and they have everything here. Every kind of restaurant you want to eat is here in Houston. So as you heard all the stories about these people who came here, probably when they were, I guess both these guys were like 15 when they got here. So they probably like, you talking about, they probably like 35 and 40 now, you know. And they're talking about how the culture came to Houston from New Orleans due to the tragedy of the horrible tragedy of Katrina, which is still very. And if you watch Netflix, they have a new show on that, and that's horrible, man. What happened in New Orleans? So this is my talk radio. Running errands in the morning. I always run my errands in the morning. When everybody's, there's after 9 o'clock, mostly when everybody's traffic's died down, when everybody's going to work, and I could go to the stores. It's nice and quiet. Ain't no a lot of people in there and all that. I gotta have my peace. So, and I went to a Hobby Lobby to get some acrylic paint. And I'm actually air layering one of my jackfruit trees right now. I'm trying to say the name of it. It's a dwarf jackfruit tree and variety that I'm layering up right now. I'm air laying right now. So I had to go get some paint to paint my DIY stands I made out of cut in half large juice bottles and concrete and PVC. I gotta paint those today with some acrylic paint. Get those all nice and painted. And then I gotta spray them with acrylic paint and gloss. Get them nice and painted. My little DIY project, and I'm air layering my dwarf jackfruit tree. I'm air layering that this morning. So that's the talk radio for this Friday. I guess it's a 3-day holiday. They're saying, I don't keep in touch with I'm retired, so I don't keep in touch with the holidays and all that. Every day, is the same for me. So when I was out and about, I heard on the radio. I gotta find out what holidays what they're talking about is. I really don't know. But I'm going to get in the house now and work on my projects. And eat me some breakfast. And we are in hurricane season still. We are still in the hurricane season. I think hurricane season goes, to November. It stops. So that's why they're talking about what's going on, what happened in Katrina. It's a 20-year anniversary of Katrina. Man, time flies by fast. But you guys have a nice day. Grow some food. Harvest some solar. We have to be more self-sustainable, self-sufficient, because this weather we have right now is just crazy. It's crazy, y'all. This weather is crazy. It's been so hot here. It's so hot here that I only come out in the morning times. And after 11 o'clock, it's too hot to be out here. That's how hot it's gotten. Our weather has changed. It's heating up, and you can see it. with all these huge storms that are happening and all that. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse, our weather. But you guys have a nice day. And remember, we have to take care of ourselves, because ain't nobody coming to save us. Like in Katrina, ain't nobody coming to save us. We got to save ourselves. Y'all have a nice day.